Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 819 here from the Monster Corner here in the historic Hotel Orloff. Yes, it's July 31st, 2023, in the year of our Lord, and bad news a few minutes ago. Paul Reubens passed away, Pee Wee Herman, who was a genius, and I remember watching that first HBO special, and the Pee Wee's Big Adventure was amazing. And then Pee Wee's Playhouse on Saturday morning TV. I was in college then, and it was amazing. I would get up every Saturday morning and record that on VHS. And that show, he didn't show complete cartoons, but the king of cartoons would show, and they'd show edited 1930s cartoons. And that was my first exposure to some of those brilliant, the best of American animation. And that, along with about the same time period in the mid-1980s, Mark Lamberti on a local UHF channel in Dallas-Fort Worth. I can't remember if it was Channel 21 or Channel 27. But anyway, Mark Lamberti was the program director, and he brought in all these classic horror movies and great movies, Saturday afternoons, all the time, movies. And he had a kids show on weekday afternoons with clowns that turned out to be the parents of a friend of mine that's been a guest on this show. I didn't realize at the time that one of the clown, there was a male and female clown. They got married and they had a baby, and we're friends with the son. And the guy was the cousin of a good friend of mine, and I didn't even realize it. But anyway, those clowns showed amazing cartoons. The Max Fleischer, Betty Boop, and Popeye, and I'd never seen the black and white Betty Boop, only a few, I think, at a comic convention. But every day it was Fleischer, Betty Boop, and Fleischer, black and white Popeye, that they'd never run on TV. Since I was 2-3 years old, I was watching Popeye and Friends every afternoon, but they'd only show the color cartoons from the 40s and 50s and maybe early 60s. And so when I saw what this animation had been like in the 30s, it was just an amazing revelation to me. So every day I would record that show. I think it was called Cartoon. It was like something Clubhouse. But anyway, I would record it and I'd edit the cartoons out of it onto another cassette. And that was my first exposure. Now you can see all that stuff on YouTube. But in the 80s, it was new, even though it was from the 1930s. Anyway, so it's really a shame. Paul Rubin, his career was cut short by a bad break, I think, unfortunately, and or else we would have seen many more seasons of Pee Wee's Playhouse. And anyway, just in 2 nights on Wednesday night, Micah, who's also known as Graphic Man, does a fantastic show every Wednesday night called The Four Color Fossils, and it's on every Wednesday night at 7. And usually there's about a dozen different older comic collectors that know a lot about comics and love them will come on and show comics. And Micah's been ordered to be under bed rest for about a month or so. So while he's gone and until he returns to the Four Color Fossils program, I'm going to do a substitute show that won't be as good, but hopefully you'll tune in on Wednesday to this channel and you'll see hopefully a lot of the same people that normally appear on his show. I'm trying to get the word out. I want to do a show where we open up comics and look at and look at the advertisements on the back, inside, house advertisements for whatever. And I think that'll be fun. That's something I've been wanting to do. So we're gonna do a special show Wednesday night at 7. So that being said, having said that, let's move forward, as the liberals like to say. Today Devin Archer testified, they said, the president just got on and he was only talking about the weather. Oh, anyway, we don't want to talk about politics, because every time I do that, I lose at least one subscriber. But we want to lose those subscribers, don't we? Anyway. So, how are you guys doing this wonderful day? Let's turn off the lights and see this forgotten prisoner of Castlemere. Let's watch him glow. Let me set the microphone down. Okay. Let me get a good shot of him. Is he on camera? Okay. All right. See him glowing there? It would be better if it was darker. Anyway, how about that, ladies and gentlemen? All right. We've got stuff to do. I have this ladder here because that's what I was mounting the camera on, because that's the kind of professionalism that you expect from the Gratu Orloff Inspirational Network. We keep our camera still. Some people complain about the camera work that we have here on this channel, and to that I say nonsense. That's ridiculous. We have great camera work. Yes. So, the last dozen episodes, I've been trying to look through the 70s Wonder Woman comics, and I think I'll do that today. Oh, yeah. Okay. I bought this today. Latest issue of Mad. It's a bunch of reprints of old movie parodies that I already have. And it was ridiculously expensive, and I bought it because I really have no reason why, actually. I can't explain it. I've been working on a painting. I haven't finished it. I'm about to get started on it again here after I cook dinner. If you didn't see the last episode, I'll show it to you again. It's a commission. The Rankin Bass Hobbit in a hot rod race with a goblin from The Hobbit. Yes, indeed. All right. We need our magnifying glass. Our atomic-powered magnifying glass that helps me see things that normal people can see that aren't old. But I'm an abnormal old person, and it's hard for me to see. Small print. Well, let's head up to the 14th floor. I just saw someone post on Facebook about a Richard Corbin book that reprints a lot of his stuff from Creepy magazine, and they say it's really going for insanely high prices on eBay. And I think I have it. I want to go in the other room and make sure I have it. So, yeah, this is the room I'll do the broadcast from Wednesday night. If you're going to be on the show, if you'd post down below, I mean, if you're going to be watching, post below, and if you're going to be a guest, post below. And I'll put the link. I already did put the link in the chat. So if you come on a little bit before 7 o'clock on Wednesday, then we'll be able to get you on all that. Okay. So let me take a look here. Remember Batman 1989? You ever heard of the Michael Keaton Batman movie? See, this is the Taco Bell cup. No, I'm sorry, it was McDonald's. I think I already showed you these. Here's another one. Hopefully this is a highly valuable collectible. And because I've got like a whole stack of them. Yeah, that was a big deal. And then Michael Keaton came back recently for this Flash movie that I haven't seen, but I keep seeing clips that have been put up on YouTube where it really doesn't look bad at all. And yet all these people are saying it's terrible. I'm starting to question whether they're correct or not. I've got to put this car somewhere. Let's see. And once again, we're brought to you by Coca-Cola. Where did I put this bottle of Coca? This can of Coca-Cola. Oh man, I'm finding all kinds of things today. Look, it's 2 pairs of not 2 pairs, 1 pair. What am I talking about? It's a pair of gloves for a soldier ape, for a gorilla soldier. Let me show you. See? They wore mittens, the Migo gorilla apes. Anyway, I got to go put those on a gorilla ape here. Maybe I'll do that live on this broadcast. Okay, so we're back to one of the library rooms here in the Hotel Orloff. Let's see if we can find that book. I probably would have put it on this shelf here. On this shelf, see, I've got the amazing Herschel Gordon Lewis, the comics art of Wally Wood, Famous Monsters Chronicles, The Warren Companion. This book is pretty valuable. Oh, here's the book. Well, here's Lawn of a Thousand Faces. And so this is the book I was talking about. It's from Dark Horse. I do have it, actually. So anyway, so my fears are warrantless, ladies and gentlemen. What else do we have here? Lots of cool stuff. What I desperately need is more bookshelves, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the Terminator figure that is now an official member of the Super Friends. I think probably like a lot of you, I put these action figures in front of books, and then you can't see the books back behind them. I bought this bookshelf here from a neighbor at a garage sale about a year ago. But I need tons of bookshelves. It's just really, it's horrific how much I need bookshelves, ladies and gentlemen. Oh well. You're not here to look at books. God. Dang it. It's not an episode of the Hotel Orloff without me stumbling on something or dropping something. It's a tradition here. Okay. I think Wednesday night when we do this show with we're looking at advertisements, some of the comics I think that had the coolest advertisements in the 1960s was a line called ACG. I'll be looking through some of those because boy were their ads cool. All right. Let me set you guys down. I'm going to go through my Wonder Woman books. Because it's something I planned to do, so I might as well do it during the show. What do we have here? It's Barroom Piano. Oh my gosh. A Day with Charlie McCarthy. Oh look, Robert Bell bags. Outstanding. Robert Bell's the guy that invented comic bags. That's getting said on his tombstone. Yeah, that really stinks. Pee Wee Herman was 70. I'm 58. I'm only 12 years younger than Pee Wee Herman. And that means that Elvira is probably about the same age because she and Paul Reubens, Pee Wee Herman, started in the same comedy repertory type of group. I think they were called the Groundlings. So she's probably about 72. Or 70 also, I mean. I don't know. X-Men. Oh, look, it's the X-Men at the State Fair of Texas. I don't know if this is a common book or if it was really common in North Texas where I used to live. But it was all over the place. It was an extra, it was a supplement in the Dallas Times-Herald newspaper. This was big Tex. He was this giant cowboy at the State Fair of Texas. And he's like 6 feet tall, six stories tall, 6 feet tall, 6 stories tall. And he started off as a giant Santa Claus. This big store had a gigantic Santa Claus along the road at Christmas time. And then they sold the skeleton of this thing to the state fair, and they dressed it in cowboy clothes and changed the face and turned it into Big Tex. And there was always a little booth that was kind of hidden unless you knew where to look, with a guy that would every 15 minutes or so make some announcement. He was usually a radio guy, and he would talk into the microphone, and he would say, "Howdy, folks, welcome to the great State Fair of Texas. In 15 minutes, the dog show or the goat show," or whatever. He'd tell you what's happening around the state, around the fair. Right? This is in Dallas. Used to be a guy named Jim Lowe for many years. He was a radio DJ that played really cool music. He was the voice of Big Tex for many years. So he was doing his radio stuff in that little booth and recording messages for He was recording messages for big text. No, that's not what happened at all. He had the radio playing the live feed from the radio station he worked for, and he got on the microphone, said, "Howdy, folks, welcome to the great state fair of Texas." And this was in the early 50s when the Shadow, maybe the late 40s, when the Shadow radio show was still on the air. And so Big Tex talked for a little while, and then he turned off the microphone, and then it cut into the beginning of the Shadow. And so the feed from the radio station went up into Big Tex's head, into the speaker inside his head, and his mouth was activated. And Big Tex started saying, "Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows." And his lips, his jaw was moving as he was laughing maniacally. But if you want some great fun, if you've got a sick sense of humor, about 10 or 12 years ago, this cowboy caught on fire during the afternoon, and there's a lot of people have video footage up on YouTube of Big Tex burning. He burned. Of course, they fixed him, but if you want to see Big Tex waving and burning, that's might be fun for you. X-Men. There's a lot of X-Men comics here, man. Okay, well, we're not here to look at X-Men. Oh, we're here to look at Wonder Woman. I gotta move all this stuff. What is this stuff? Oh, wow. It's my collection of John Gores postcards. He's always drawing and sending me cool artwork. This is the one I got the other day. So this particular day, he's doing an animation project that's supposed to be. He wants it finished by Halloween, but every so often he'll take a break and he'll do some artwork and send it to some of us. This is one of my prized possessions. This painting he did. Look, High School Confidential, Jerry Lee Lewis. There's Mamie Van Doren. She's in her 90s and still around. Whew. Oh, here's an Elvira, speaking of Elvira, calendar from 1994. I would buy that every year, the Elvira calendar. Yes, indeed. Okay. I forget what these things were called, but this is something something that like Marcia Brady would have had in her bedroom, that time period. This is one of my, this is probably the Woody of my, Woody and Buzz Lightyear, what they were to whatever that kid's name was in those movies. These are kind of like my Woody and Buzz Lightyear. These are like the toys. These are like the king of the comic collection. He's wearing my 1968 Hemisphere sweater. This sweater once fit me. Can you imagine? So I have to keep these guys up high. This thing I got years later. I don't know where I got it. It's some antique store. So I mean, I love that, but I don't love it like the real guys. Look at this. So what was his name? Matt Walsh did a movie. What is a Woman? This shows you exactly this model kit. So it's the instruction kit, everything that Matt Walsh needs. It's got a guarantee on the back. The component parts of this assembly kit have been produced under rigidly controlled manufacturing conditions and carefully inspected. We guarantee all parts against faulty material. And we're working. They don't do this in toys anymore, do they? Look at this, man. This thing is never been put together. But it's a rainy day, and it's going to be rainy the next few days. Maybe I will put this together. But for right now, we'll put the visible woman over here. All right, what's in this box, ladies and gentlemen? Wow. Watchmen, Welcome Back, Cotter. Oh, Werewolf by Night. Cool stuff. I think I've shown this. Maybe we'll show this. Depends on how long this show goes, because I don't know how much time I've got this evening. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Now. Trying to find a good place to put the camera. No. Oh, let me move myself. Why don't I do that? There we go. Maybe like this? No. Whoa. Okay. That's better. Look at this X-Men comic that's sideways. Sideways, but the ads, you still have to turn them. They weren't going to redesign the ads just for this one-shot deal. Okay. Whoa. Dang it. What's in this? Oh, I see. Look at this folder. Mad Balls. Yeah. What is all this? This is press kit for Innocent Blood. What's in here? Oh, I see. There's a Garbage Pail Kids folder. We don't have enough light here, do we? Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm... Look at this. I saved a Taco Bell sack with that bootleg Batgirl. Actually, I guess she doesn't look that bad right there, except she's just not Batgirl. That was a terrible movie, Batman and Robin. Terrible, I tell you. Here's some flyer I saved from. I got it at a record store. This band was playing at a. I better. Oh, there's more light. This band was playing. I don't know anything about the band. I just saved it because it had an interesting flyer. What are these books? What? I just found a bunch of Silver Age books here. Where did these come from? What is going on? What is going on, man? I've got all these books. Oh, these are books that I haven't filed yet. What is up here? Where monsters dwell. Oh, it's so unorganized up here. This is Ragman. Anyway, it's driving me insane. Okay, maybe there's some better light. Okay. Neil the Horse and the Star Wars comic. These need to go over here with the independent books. Okay. There's a terrible condition Tomb of Dracula. I think I remember why I pulled those now. I was going to put the Marvel horror in separate boxes. I'll have to do that on the next episode. Or if there's time on this episode, I'll do it now. I want to look at Wonder Woman first. What If? Wild Thing. I want to pull out these It's Midnight, the Witching Hour comics. Because I want to put my DC horror in separate boxes. Okay. Here's this Wolverine comic that everybody talks about. There are 4 issues. I have the first 3. I guess I just didn't get the 4th issue. What a shame. I don't have many of the regular Wolverine comic. I have this. It was just the 90s. I guess I didn't get many. There's Wolverine. That's obviously Gene Colan art. And then I go to number 17. And I'm at 22. 23. 24. I just don't think there's enough light like this. Oh, I see. That light. There's another light that needs to be on. Just a moment. Did that help? Okay. Okay. You don't want to look at these Wolverine books. This is a recent comic. I got it because I thought the cover. There's just not enough light. That's what I didn't do here. Okay, maybe that's better. Here's a recent fake Wonder Woman 80-page giant. Recent, I mean, it could be 30 years old, but to me that's recent. Here's a reprint of the first issue of Wonder Woman. Okay, so we start the Bronze Age, because the Silver Age Wonder Woman books are over there with this issue. And this is 203. I think it's the first 20-cent issue. Or it's the first 20-cent issue I have. And this is where Wonder Woman doesn't have her costume. The next issue, 204, she's back in her costume. This is another copy I have of that issue. Recently, this book has become sought after enough that a few months ago they reprinted it, and this is a facsimile. Notice it says $3.99 instead of 20 cents. So that's 204. Here's 205, another sought after cover. $206. This character, this is not in very good shape. This character of Anubia even had a doll made out of her, like a 12-inch doll around the time that the TV show was on the air. We're up to 207. Notice this has a very vintage feel because notice they've gone back to the 1940s logo. Here's 210. Here's one of those great 100-page giants. 211. Looks like I have two copies of that issue.